literally a stacked card. This may be the match that steals the show. The villain Marty Scurll, just recently announced as a new signee for Ring of Honor, gonna go head to head with another great British export, the man who's been ripping it up in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Aerial Assassin Will Ospreay.
Well, Dave, what is there that I can say about Marty Scurll that would do any justice to this man? But let me start. Former Progress two-time heavyweight champion, former RevPro British Cruiserweight champion, RevPro British heavyweight champion, Southside Speed King champion. I mean, this guy has won titles. He's got more titles than you've got, I don't know, deleted jobs on your CV. And now he's here in WCPW to tear the house down with Will Ospreay. It may just be the best match on Stack, and that is saying something.
Also been making quite a name for himself in the US prior to his signing with Ring of Honor. Among other things, making the semi-finals of last year's Battle of Los Angeles, losing to his longtime friend and former tag team partner Zack Sabre Jr. in that semi-final. And of course, Alex, Marty was part of the original TNA British Boot Camp.
And ever since that British Boot Camp, remember, which was run by Rockstar Spud, he's had a chip on his shoulder and he's turned that chip into a huge damn potato. And he's going to beat Will Ospreay, that's my prediction.
Introducing his opponents.
Will Ospreay, part of the Chaos faction, headed up by Kazuchika Okada over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. As we just heard, the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors this year had a match with Ricochet over in Japan that went absolutely viral online and divided opinion across the wrestling world.
Dave, in my lifetime, there has never been anybody who has garnered so much attention from across the wrestling globe than this man, Will Ospreay. And at the age that he is, Dave, I mean, Ospreay is a sensation. He's a phenomenon. He's a guy that the entire wrestling world wants on their roster, and he's right here in WCPW against another man who's doing exactly the same thing, Marty Scurll. You know, for years, British wrestling was craving attention, crying out to be put back on the map. And in the centre of the ring right now, you've got two of the pioneers of the new wave of British wrestlers, and this one is going to be epic with a capital E. Underlined, exclamation mark.
Just the E or the whole word? Oh wait, I don't care. Ospreay, for all of his accolades, people forget, only debuted back in 2012. Marty Scurll, for his part, been wrestling for 11 years, so Scurll with the decided experience advantage.
But Will Ospreay, what you've got to remember, Dave, is Will Ospreay may not have been wrestling professionally for that long, but in terms of the amount of time he spent in a ring, you know, as a kid, he had a pro wrestling ring. He ran a group of wrestlers, you know, like, I don't want to call it backyard, but Will Ospreay has been in a ring since he was a teenager, a young man, and he has turned that team spirit into some incredible professional wrestling talent.
He's turning round and round at the moment as these two continue to
3 nip-ups,
counter after
4
counter.
nip-ups, 5 nip-ups, ducks under, goes for the arm, takes the left wrist, roll through by Marty Scurll, comes around, spins. And a reversal counter. What a great wrist lock in this guy. Marty Scurll. Say what you want about Ospreay, but Scurll is proving he can tear it up with the best of them and a stand-up.
Scurll training at the Dropkick School of Wrestling, not far from where Will Ospreay grew up in Essex. Ospreay was trained at the London School of Lucha Libre. It shows because you see that decided Mexican influence in a lot of what he does.
Look at that collar and elbow tie-up. And it's Ospreay gets the better of that. He used that height advantage, just a little bit taller, but it was enough to spin around Marty Scurll. Are we going to get a clean break?
Maybe. Ospreay taking his time moving away.
And he's smart too, because Scurll is a sneaky one.
And Ospreay is toying with the villain. Scurll with a poke to the eye. It's that villainy and cunning that Marty Scurll has become so well known for in the recent past.
You play with fire, you're going to get burnt, which is obvious. You play with matches, you might get burnt.
Scurll will go to the ropes. Ospreay with the leapfrog, and Ospreay going for the Hurricane Rana, but Scurll using that strength to counter. Ospreay, sunset flip. He's got two and went for an early win, but wasn't able to get it.
Look at that. And uses that reversal we saw earlier from Drew Galloway, but into an offensive move. Hits the ropes, comes back, arm drag, lucha style. You mentioned along the school of lucha libre there, and look at that. Scurll mixing it up. Handspring.
Scurll open-jawed at the agility of Will Ospreay, and this crowd very much appreciating the Aerial Assassin, who said, oh wait, he lands on his feet there from the moonsault, changed his mind in midair, I think.
Oh, look at that. Textbook drop kick by Ospreay.
When Ospreay was here recently, and don't forget, he lost his last singles match here in WCPW to Martin Kirby, but what he said after that match was, even as he's making a name for himself in Japan, he will never forget his roots. He will always be coming back to Britain and to places like WCPW to ply his trade.
And Ospreay, talk about being a credit to the British wrestling scene, but he is a credit to worldwide cruiserweight wrestling. I mean, he's probably the best cruiser in the world right now. In the world. And you've got to believe that Marty Scurll takes he takes that personally, because that's the role that Marty wants.
Ospreay has been getting so much credit from most quarters, although notably his appearance against Ricochet in New Japan was criticised by the likes of Vader, who he recently had a match with in Rev Pro down in London. But the majority consensus, I guess, is that Ospreay is the future of professional wrestling.
Well, talk about that consensus. People like Seth Rollins, Steve Austin. I mean, all due respect to Vader, who do you prefer to have credit from?
Certainly those are big names, Rollins and Austin, and so much more as well. Paul Heyman recently offering Ospreay a contract for Evolve while he's in the middle of a spoken word event.
Wow, Dave, look at that. Goes for that again. Marty blocks it. Kick in the face. Kick in the face by Marty Scurll. Over the top. Lands on the apron, comes back and
oh my God.
Wow.
My God, I heard that from here. Marty Scurll just rattling the brains of Will Ospreay. Scurll not exactly endearing himself. This is his WCPW debut.
When you're that cool, Dave, you don't need fans.
Ospreay's third match here in WCPW. As we said, he had a loss against Martin Kirby, but did win his first contest here. A triple threat against Noam Dar and El Ligero.
I just love the swagger of Marty Scurll. Look at that. How cool is he? Come on, Dave. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Poking someone in the eye isn't my definition of cool, but that's maybe where we differ.
1 being a hand fan, 10 being a huge Extractor fan, Marty Scurll is an 11. That's how cool he is.
You do say some nonsense. Scurll remonstrating with senior referee Steve Linsky. Linsky's seen it all before, of course, will be wise to a lot of Scurll's games, but Scurll is an expert at getting in those cheap shots when the official isn't looking.
Linsky's seen it all before and he's told everybody about it twice.
Scratches down the back of Ospreay by Marty Scurll.
Reminds me of Pete Dunne. You know, there is no length to which Marty Scurll. Well, look at. Oh, God. Have you ever seen that before? Body slam the calves onto the top rope and dropped Ospreay on his head, and that could end a career in a heartbeat. Yeah, look.
The way that was done by Scurll, just to the torque from those ankles ricocheting off the top rope, really adding to the impact there, and Ospreay is shaken up.
I love the villain. He's like Heath Ledger as the Joker in Batman. Ledger
in that role certainly was not averse to some ethically questionable tactics. We're seeing that on a different scale perhaps here from Marty Scurll. The wrestling media from around the world going to be paying close attention to this one for reasons we've already discussed. Both Ospreay and Scurll making global headlines in the past few months.
And Ospreay, you know, he got inspired to be a wrestler by one match. You know what that match was?
What?
AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Christopher Daniels in a three-way. I mean, that's, you know, you set the bar high when you pick that as the match that makes you want to be a wrestler. Do you know what mine was?
I dread to think.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Doink the Clown. So you can see the difference.
Well, you've some similarities to Doink, so if he was your model on which you're basing your career, you've had some success.
I think more like Hacksaw, because I've got a giant plank sat next to me.
Ospreay boot to the face.
I thought that
Scurll.
was good. We should have put that over.
Why would I put over, as you say?
That you're a giant plank.
Insulting me.
It's called self-awareness.
I'm going to ignore you again. Scurll depositing Ospreay on the turnbuckle. There's an uppercut.
And you talk about the whole world watching. WCPW is the fastest growing wrestling company in the history of British wrestling. It's nearly got 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Channel's only been open 4 weeks. I could do an entire channel about cats, and it'd take me 4 years to get that.
I'd love you to start a channel about cats.
People love cats.
They don't love you though, that's probably the problem. Ospreay with the forearm trying to get Scurll off that turnbuckle, because while Ospreay is where he is, that's a difficult position to be. What's this? Oh no.
Oh, you know what he's going for? He calls this the cheeky Nando's kick. Cheeky Nando's kick in the face. I'm not making that up.
Scurll might be out. Scurll might be out, but kicks out.
That was an Essex schoolboy. So a Mexican schoolboy, Scottish schoolboy, that was it.
You're going to have to educate me on the differences of these schoolboy pin attempts.
Well, it's not that complicated. He's from Essex. He did a schoolboy. It's an Essex schoolboy. Oh, and Ospreay in the place he's most dangerous in the entire world. That top rope. The aerial assassin is about to fly in the 0-2 and oh God!
Went for the shooting star, landed on his feet, but Scurll got a boot up into the face.
Oh, and he holds on. Davey holds on. Straight up.
DDT.
Superlex. Oh God!
It's kind of almost a brainbuster there by Scurll. Goes
That's
for the
gotta
cover.
be all. Gotta be all. Whoa. Closest near fall in this match.
Scurll with the double underhook, calls out the graduation. He's going to go for the cover again. Got the lateral press, and he's got 2.5.
Yeah. And even though he kicked out, he calls out the graduation. Will Ospreay has just graduated from the School of Hard Knocks.
Scurll is thinking what else he's got to do. Of course, he's still got that cross-face chicken wing in his locker. He's put a lot of his opponents away with that.
It's not just that cross-face chicken wing. It is officially the greatest cross-face chicken wing since the heyday of Bob Backlund.
And how do you determine that?
I spoke to Marty about it earlier. We agreed.
Well, all right, as long as you two agreed.
I tell you what I love most about Marty. He's the easiest person to give a compliment to. He knows he's great. There's no argument.
So Scurll is, I don't know what he's shouting at the crowd, something here. Oh, that's unnecessary. And Ospreay is not going to take that lightly. Ospreay with a slap of his own. And the competitive rivalry between these two changing into something more sinister, I was going to say. It may have changed into a concussion for Marty Scurll.
720 kick. I mean, that was Ospreay. I said it before, but every Ospreay match is just like one giant highlight reel. This guy does things I've never, ever seen in pro wrestling before. This crowd knows it, Marty knows it, and it could spell curtains for the villain.
Ospreay charging at Scurll. Scurll was able to lock him and send him onto the apron, but well, if he wasn't concussed before, he might well be now. Ospreay flying elbow, shades of AJ Styles.
Standing shooting star press, Dave. Linsky's down 2 and 3/4. 2 and 9/10. 2 and 9.5.
It was close. We got it. It was very close. Message received. The crowd is chanting. Listen to this. Crowd chanting, "This is wrestling." As Ospreay goes to the rope.
Oh. That's the just kidding. That's a super just kidding.
Ospreay looks like he's badly winded after that one. But he's got Scurll picked up.
Oh,
wow.
God.
Into a kind of a Michinoku driver. He goes for the cover. I only had one leg hooked. And Scurll able to use that spare leg to kick out.
2 and 9 3/4 attempts. Black. Right, the other one was 2 and 9 attempts. That was 2 and 9 3/4 attempts. That was close. I'm saying it's close. Help me out here, for God's sake.
With double fractioning, it's getting confusing. Ospreay maybe going for something else on Scurll. Going to tilt him round.
Oh.
Turn him. What's this?
Oh, Marty. Carry the momentum. Oh, look at that power bomb. Oh.
Holds on for the pin and only able to.
He's not done, Dave. He's not done.
Two as a closer. Oh my God! Look at how Ospreay landed.
That's got to be all. That has got to be all. My lord. My lord.
Ospreay kicked out, but what damage has been done from that clothesline where Ospreay landed right on the back of his neck?
And you can see the look on Marty's face. Even Marty's thinking, what more do I need to do to put away Will Ospreay? It's like his spine and his vertebrae is made out of Haribo. I mean, how many times he landed on his head and he still got up?
Ospreay is just so resilient. That's something he doesn't always get credit for among all the high-flying acrobatics. His ability to take punishment and stay in the match is something that's been a major contributing factor to his progress in his wrestling career so far.
Oh, chop on the back of the neck, and that's just nasty. That gets an A-star from me for nastiness. I'd like to chop you in the back of the neck.
Please don't. Ospreay's got Scurll up.
Going for that cheeky Nando's kick again. Oh, Marty well scouted over the top.
Scurll, chicken wing by Scurll.
Greatest chicken wing since the glory days of Bob Backlund. There it is. If he can lock those fingers. Oh, Ospreay's fighting it.
Yeah, Ospreay knew that he couldn't afford those fingers to be locked. Ripped the arms away and counted into a pin for a 2 count. Another rake to the eyes from Scurll.
Oh,
there's a knee to the side of the head and
in the jaw. And look at Scurll. He's feeling it. I'm feeling it. What's coming? Whatever it is, it's not going to be good for Ospreay. The Aerial Assassin is in trouble. Oh!
Or is he? Ospreay again striking Scurll in the face. And Scurll onto the apron.
Oh!
Even when you counter him, Ospreay has an answer.
Dave, they're still going. These guys are wizards. They are flipping wizards. Harry Potter, eat your heart out. Tombstone pile driver.
Pile driver by Scurll. That's got to be enough to put Ospreay away. Oh my God, it's not.
My lord.
Good grief, what is it going to take to put away the Aerial Assassin here on Stacked?
And we said this may just be the best match of the entire show, but oh no, he's going for those fingers. Oh, Dave. Oh no. Oh.
Scurll asking for quiet.
Keep your ears open, Dave, you know what's coming.
Oh, this is awful. Oh my God.
Oh God, I think he just broke his fingers. Oh, it's hideous, but great all at once.
Ospreay having to bite his good hand in to constrain the agony he's in after that.
This crowd willing Ospreay to come back.
Ospreay looks like he's just writhing, just absolutely pain etched across his face.
Oh, went for it. Oh.
Yeah, that's the third time he's gone for it. He's 1 for 3 on those tonight.
Oh, God, in the jaw. Hits the ropes, comes back, goes for that kick. Oh, God. He's like a Shaolin monk, a bloody ninja. And he sends Marty to the outside and he's still going, Dave. Handspring, backflip. Oh, space flying tiger drop.
Will Ospreay raining hell on Marty Scurll from above.
Oh, standing one-man Spanish fly. Linsky down and Marty kicks out of one. My God.
Marty Scurll. He's scurling up. Double clothesline. And Ospreay landed on his feet from that clothesline.
Oh!
Kick. I think he was trying to kick Scurll in the back of the head. I don't know if he got all of it, but both men now down. This has been exhausting to watch, so God knows what it must be like to be in the match.
British wrestling, yeah, this is. Made in England, presented to you by WCPW and viewed around the globe.
Ospreay looks like he's going to ascend to the heavens one more time. Off the middle rope.
Oh! Double flip. Standing shooting star. Rolls through. He's not done. He's not done. Off to the second. Oh my God! Oh, that's got to be all. No way. Oh!
And give credit to Scurll.
Oh.
Give credit to Scurll. Ospreay just relentless with the assault from 360 degrees.
Oh, chicken wing! Mid-air chicken wing! Best chicken wing since Bob Backlund in his prime, I said it! And now we're going to see it, look at this! Oh,
Ospreay's in the middle of the ring! Ospreay's in the middle of the ring! He's going to have to tap to Marty Scurll!
He's just... Ospreay's saying no, and look at Marty.
I don't think Ospreay can reach the ropes from there.
He's going through. Oh, he's got him pinned.
The only way Ospreay could force the break was by making Marty kick out of a pin.
Headbutt. These guys are setting a new standard here in WCPW, and they're still going. That's the Oz Cutter, Dave. Oz Cutter in the...
Ospreay wins. Ospreay wins. What a match against Marty Scurll.
Dave Bradshaw, it's hard to put into words just how good that match was. But we have seen some incredible showdowns in the brief history of WCPW. But I'm going to go on record as saying I think that's the best match we've ever seen in this promotion. I mean, that match was stacked.
That will be a matter of debate for fans around the world, but there is no doubt that we have just seen something special between two of Britain's finest. New Japan Pro Wrestling's Will Ospreay and Ring of Honor's Marty Scurll. But they may be in those two companies, but guess what? They're also both right here in WCPW.
And the villain has arrived in WCPW, and after a performance like that and an incredible effort, I guarantee he's coming back. I mean, villain or no villain, Marty Scurll has just set a new standard for not just this company but also himself. It's incredible.
Scurll and Ospreay going face to face, and the respect from this crowd is unanimous. But will we see a show of respect between the two of them? Ospreay offering a handshake. What will Scurll do? Not known for his sportsmanship.
Oh, this crowd want to see it.
Scurll is thinking about this. Oh, and Marty Scurll. He proves he is what he says he is.
What a villain. What a villain.
Scurll flipping off the crowd as he walks away. But Will Ospreay won't mind, despite the best efforts of Marty Scurll and his cross-faced chicken wing. The Aerial Assassin, Will Ospreay, able to pick up the win.
Do you want to see WCPW live but are allergic to the awful people of Newcastle? WCPW is coming to Greater Manchester on Saturday the 8th of October to the Altrincham Silver Blades Arena. Your ticket won't just get you a stat card featuring Cody Rhodes versus Kurt Angle, but will also grant you access to our first ever fan convention during the day. Meet the What Culture guys, have photos with your favourite WCPW wrestlers, a host of other surprises, and VIP members will get to meet Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes in person. Tickets can be bought at WC.PW.